And we are live. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my live stream. My name is Tyler Ramsby, and hey, if this is one of your first times here, here's what I do. We pick a random room or machine on TryHackMe or Hack the Box or Portswig or any platform, and we just dive into it blind and see what we can learn. For today's live stream, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to learn all about the new GitLab CVE. TryHackMe just released a room today that goes through both exploiting it as well as patching and defending it. And as usual, I have not actually gone through the room. I just saw what they posted on LinkedIn and saw a little bit of the chat in Discord, but haven't done it yet. I'm going to do it live, give you my initial reaction, and maybe give you a little bit of context from my role as a pen tester, which is what my day job is, the thing that actually pays the bills. Not YouTube, not big enough on YouTube yet to pay the bills this way, but love what I do. So maybe I'll provide some insight that will hopefully be helpful to you, and we'll go through this room together. I want to say a special hello to everyone on live stream. Just a reminder, we are streaming live to 3 different platforms. I will do my best to monitor chat in each of the platforms. So even as we're going, happy doing AMA as well. So if you have any questions about pen testing, cybersecurity, careers, feel free to ask them in the comments, and I'll do a little bit of the room, AMA, and we'll go back and forth depending on how it's going. But we are live on YouTube, Twitch, and LinkedIn. Let me get the chat pulled up, make sure everything is going well. Okay. Everything's looking good. Is that Advent of Cyber merch? Yeah, dude. McGreedy's going down, right? Advent of Cyber 2023. Because I made a couple of the official walkthroughs for Advent of Cyber, they sent me some swag, and this was the swag I got. I also have a TryHackMe water bottle somewhere and a TryHackMe hoodie from doing different content creation stuff with them. Love TryHackMe. What up, Reckless Gizmo? Good to have you here. And Eat Your Bugs from Brazil. Your name is unique. Eat Your Bugs. I love it. All right, I just need to refresh LinkedIn because often on LinkedIn I can't see comments until I refresh it. Over on LinkedIn we got Hector. Yo, Hector. Thanks for joining on LinkedIn. Appreciate you being here. And if you're watching this after the fact on YouTube, also an honor to have you here. If you are watching me on LinkedIn or Twitch, just a reminder, the best way to get all my content is my YouTube page. That is my main platform. If you just search for Tyler Ramsby on YouTube, you'll be able to find my page. All my streams get archived there. I post shorter videos there as well about different tools and career type stuff. So subscribe to me on YouTube if you haven't already. All right, enough for introductions. Let me share my screen. I do have some music going on in the background. I'll turn it up a little bit for y'all. Let me know if the music is too loud, if it's overpowering me, because I don't have a good way to tell if it is. I'm going to take silence as saying everything sounds good. We are on Kali today. I am connected to the VPN, and the only thing I've done is launch the machine, but haven't done anything else. So is this a free room? Sweet. So this is actually a free room. So if you want to join me, if you go to TryHackMe, log into your account here on the dashboard. And if you scroll down, you can see new rooms. I've done all 3 of these actually. I did a whole stream on the container vulnerabilities. We did a stream last night on SSRF. And now today we're going to cover the GitLab CVE, the brand new CVE there. And we'll dive into things. If you're new to how I do TryHackMe rooms, I'm going to read all of it in its entirety. I think we have a tendency to skim things and then we miss things. So if you don't like to read, I will be your audio reader for the GitLab CVE 2023-7028 room. If I don't make it as a pen tester, I'll read audiobooks. All right, here we go. GitLab is a renowned and widely adopted web-based repository manager that provides a comprehensive platform for source code management, continuous integration, and collaboration in software development projects. Per the latest stats, which we can check this out, best CI/CD tools, continuous integration, continuous development. Does it actually give stats? Here we go. Also just saying it's number 1. The platform ranks first for CI/CD and DevOps tools, surpassing other vital platforms like GitHub, Azure, Jenkins, etc. In January of 2024, which, that's where we're at right now, the platform identified a critical vulnerability in its Community Edition and Enterprise Edition that allows unauthorized users to take over user accounts. That is crazy. Now, I have discovered this a few times in the wild on actual pen test assessments where I was able to do the same thing. But of course, that was small applications, not a major thing like this. So that's crazy. John Dosa, can I have the Twitch link, please? Yeah, dude, here we go. It's HTTPS hacksmarter.live. If you go to hacksmarter.live, that should direct you to the Twitch page. All right, potentially including administrator accounts without any interaction from the victim. So this isn't cross-site scripting, it's just totally taking it over. The vulnerability was identified by Asterion04 through a private bug bounty program and was assigned the severity critical in this CVE ID. Caesar, if I'm saying that right, over on YouTube, said hello from Brazil. Hello, my friend. We have a couple of people from Brazil. That's awesome. What time is it in Brazil right now? Oh, so it's midnight for you. So you all are just like night owls. Default Sex said over on Twitch, now that you mentioned Git, do you think about Gitbook as a note-taking tool for CTF documentation? Yeah, I've seen a lot of people do that. I haven't done it just because for my documentation, it's usually OneNote or Cherry Tree because I don't publish like write-ups. My write-ups are in video form, but the write-ups that I've done or that I've seen using Gitbook look really nice. All the markdown stuff works well from what I can see from the outside looking in. So there's us, reset password. Sorry guys, I just ate an ice cream cone. When I eat ice cream, it makes me cough. I'll try not to cough too much. I got my kids to bed, and then I did some boxing, and then I was chatting with my wife, and I had an ice cream cone because that's what hackers do before they hack stuff. So our learning objectives: exploring a GitLab CE instance through this CVE, learning how the exploit works, and protection and mitigation measures. Our room prerequisites: so we have HTTP protocols and methods, OWASP top 10, and executing Python code. All pretty basic things, but hey, if you're new, totally fine. Would encourage you to go through those. I think you will like it. John Doe said, thanks. It'll be easier for me to see when you're live on Twitch. Awesome. Yeah, well, appreciate you being there. Twitch, I'm not partnered or anything on Twitch, so you shouldn't get ads on any of the platforms. I don't think I have monetization turned on for my live streams. Ads drive me crazy. And I also use music in the background, and YouTube and Twitch and LinkedIn don't like that anyway. So whatever platform you choose, you shouldn't get the silly like mid-stream ads. I don't enable that junk. Now, how does it work? The vulnerability was caused by a bug in how GitLab handled email verification during password reset. So this is actually the same exact thing I saw in the real world. Very similar. Of course, this is real world, but what I'm saying is in a different, just like standalone web app during a pen test. An attacker could provide 2 email addresses during a password reset request, and the reset code would be sent to both addresses. That's amazing. So actually, the way I discovered this... Yo, what up, Mir? If I'm saying your name right. The way I saw password reset, if I just document it for you guys. So the step was like, I could request a password reset for, an, oh my goodness, I can't type. Admin user, right? And if you monitor the request with Burp Suite, the application actually returned the like one-time passcode. And so with that one-time passcode, I could literally just reset the user's password without access to their email. So that's how I've seen it in a web app before. This is interesting. So you provide 2 email addresses and just sends a reset code to both. There's also things like, oh, what is it called? It's like a race attack, but I'm blanking on what it's actually called in web apps, so you can do some similar stuff here. Anyways, this allowed the attacker to reset the password of any user, even if they didn't know the user's current password. The instances that were affected are all of these. And impact. Well, obviously big. A successful attack could allow the attacker to control the victim's GitLab account. This could allow the attacker to steal sensitive information such as source code, commit history, and user credentials. The attacker could also use the compromised account to launch further attacks against other users or systems. So a detailed technical explanation. This vulnerability resided within GitLab's post-user password API endpoint, which is responsible for a password reset. The pen tester exploited a flaw in email address validation, bypassing checks with invalid formats. Upon receiving a password reset request with an attacker-controlled email, GitLab incorrectly generated a reset token and sent it to the invalid address. Crazy. Attackers then intercept this token and use it with a valid target user's email to initiate a password reset, ultimately hijacking the account. That is absolutely insane. And that it was in such a major platform and undiscovered up until now, which is like, when I'm doing a pen test, there's things I try that think there's no way this is gonna work, and then it does. And I would love to know this person's reaction. Did they post anything? Like, I can imagine when they did it, they thought there's no way that worked, and they probably tested it a few times and they were probably blown away by that. Is this their first bug they reported? Can we actually see the bug report or no? He just got a thanks. How is that not a vulnerability found? Crazy. Anyways, good work to whoever you are. That's awesome that you found this. Trying something that was relatively simple to do and yet had critical account takeover impact. That is cool. All right, let's keep going. If we look at the password, here we go. If we look at the password reset request in GitLab, we can see that it's requesting to the user's password endpoint with an authenticity token, hidden CSRF protection token, and email address as parameter. If a target provides another secondary email address, a password reset token is also sent to the address. To understand how the vulnerability works, let's have a source code review of the GitLab stable version commits carried out after 10th January 24. We can see that multiple changes have been made in the files repository. So we can probably look at this ourselves. Just kind of glancing through this myself. Send password reset to email if recoverable. Or change. All right, let's see how they explain it better than me. I'm not awesome at reading source code and telling you where the vuln is. I need to work on that. The code located there was accepting multiple emails as input. However, it lacked the email verification and validation mechanism to confirm if it was associated with the account user. So literally, it was as simple as like requesting if our valid user is admin at gitlab.thm, we would request a password reset, and in Burp Suite or Cato, in the request we would put admin at gitlab.thm and attacker at attacker.thm, and the attacker would also receive the password reset code. That's insane. The attacker only required the authenticity token during the form submission and the victim's email address. So as long as you had the victim's email address, you could fully take control of their account. What is the name of the field that is sent with a password reset request to prevent CSRF tokens? That's the authenticity token. Turned up my volume a little bit on music. What is the HTTP method used while sending password reset request in GitLab? Post. All right, how to exploit. Exploiting the vulnerability is simple for a red teamer and only requires a simple API called the user's password method with the victim and target email address. So simple yet so damaging. Try not to miss anything in chat. Now we're doing good. We will use an Ubuntu-based machine hosting a GitLab instance to demonstrate the room's red team perspective. Start the virtual machine by clicking that, which I already did. Please wait 2 to 3 minutes for the machine to fully boot up. You can access a vulnerable GitLab instance by visiting this URL, but first you need to add the host name. Okay, so let's do this. And we'll go over here. Sudo nano etc host. And we'll go way down here. GitLab.thm. I think that's what it was, wasn't it? GitLab import 8000. There we go. We can do our forgot our password. And this is where we're going to be able to intercept the request, I'd assume. Or even a curl request, I suppose, would work. Moreover, the email server is accessible here, which will be used during exploitation with the following credentials. So let's get logged into our email server. Meyer over on YouTube asks, can you talk about the CPTS course in Hack the Box? Is it worth the try or does it work on a real world pen test? Yeah, dude. So the CPTS course on Hack the Box Academy, if anyone's new to that, it is the pen tester job path on Hack the Box Academy. It covers everything the OSCP training does, but in much better detail and of higher quality and without a buggy lab environment. So yeah, I highly recommend the full pen tester path on Hack the Box Academy. I think I'm at about the 93% point on that path myself, and I've found it super helpful in my actual role as a pen tester. Matter of fact, that path is what actually enabled me to get full RCE on a real web app. I had to do some really weird upload bypasses, and I was like looking at this app, it seemed vulnerable to me, but I couldn't figure it out. And this is an app that's been pen tested every single year, going multiple years by different companies, and no one found this, right? And so I had this in my mind, and then in the evening, I was going through Hack the Box Academy, specifically I think it was either their uploading or shells module, one of those two, and was going through it and saw something there, which triggered an idea I wanted to try on the web app. Well, the next day I tried this on the web app, was able to upload a Java shell, and I got full RCE on this web app in the real world for a pen test because of Hack the Box Academy. So I recommend it. Default 6 says, so this in a populated cafe of software devs is a critical hit for companies. Not quite sure if I'm understanding your question, but yeah, definitely a critical hit. You take over a dev's account, you can reap some damage because just continue integration, continue development. You could push out malicious code to organizations now with this. But anyways, we're logged into our web server. Here is our GitLab instance. Preparing the payload. We will be using a modified version of the POC developed by Vozek to take control of the administrator account. Create a new file called attack.py and add the following code. I want to see what this code is actually doing. So your self URL target. We're going to get our authenticity token. That's what we're doing here. User's password new. So remember, that's the API endpoint here. Can I just do this manually? We can see the code first makes a post request to that to scrape an authenticity token. Then it makes another API call to the user's password endpoint with the victim and attacker email addresses. As we know, the victim's email address is this. Run the command shown in the terminal below to execute the exploit. Okay, that's cool. But I want to try it manually. And if it doesn't work manually, I'll do the automated attack. But let's see if we can do it manually before we use the script. Oh, let's create a project. Let me zoom out a little bit on this. So who's our victim? Is it just victim? Oh, let's go back here. So first, if we just try our email, it should fail. We're not going to get anything. If an email exists in our database, you'll receive a password reset request, which we're not going to receive one because the email doesn't exist in the database. If we do forgot our password and our victim is victim something. Did I miss it? Oh, victim. There we go. So this is the valid account. If I turn on this, so you can see right here, we're getting our authenticity token. it's passing us the authenticity token. The question is, what should this look like? You just pass this over to repeater. What if I do something like, what the frick is my email? Oh, maybe that didn't work. Let me just try it here. Maybe I need to follow the redirect or something. Kato's good. I like Kato just because it doesn't rate limit you on a bunch of stuff, but it still misses a lot of the features of like Burp Suite Pro. So I use Burp Suite Pro in my day-to-day, like actual work. So I'm still a lot slower in Kato. So let me capture this. Let me forward this request so we get a proper authenticity token. And yeah, I'll URL encode all of it. Let's grab our attacker email. That. And we will convert. Oh, do I not have a workflow on this one? All right, let's create a quick workflow. We'll do new workflow and we'll just call it URL encode. And we want to encode, URL encode. And we'll just kind of connect the dots here. Boom. Boom. Save. Go back to this. I want to URL encode this. So I'm thinking something like that might work. All right, so if we have a valid email. So what does the actual GET request look like? That's just the header. Sending reset password request, HTML self-post. Oh, we need to add the same parameter twice. I gotcha. Interesting. Okay, let's try it again. So it'd be something like this. But then attacker. Okay. So we're just passing the same parameter twice, and we should get the email. And then we'll do it the script way as well, but I just want to make sure I understand how this works manually. Yeah, parameter pollution. Sure enough. Am I doing it wrong? Maybe I am. All right, let me just try the script real quick and then we'll come back to doing it manually. We could also like proxy this through Kato and we'd be able to see the request it's actually making to kind of troubleshoot what we might be doing wrong. cd try hack me, make directory GitLab, cd GitLab, whoops, cd GitLab, nano exploit.py. All right, so our URL is http gitlab-thm. Our target email, if we go back over to here, it's the victim account right here. Oh, we need to make sure we do port 8000 too. I mean, it gives us the syntax right here, so I'll just copy this. But it's just the target email and then our attacker email, right? So target email and then our evil or attacker email. Can I refresh? Is that reload? Okay, so that worked. Someone remind me, what is the syntax in Python? Whoops. To proxy through burp. You just add like a proxy for the whole thing. Here, 1 second. I'm going to jump to my other screen. Yeah, proxies parameter. Here we go. We're going to make a second exploit. Let's see. Was that in the first one? No, okay, yeah. I got the proxy now on here. So now we can proxy it through burp, or in our case, Kato, and we can see the actual request. Let's see what this looks like. So we'll go ahead and turn proxy on here. We'll do Python 3 exploit2.py. I'm just going to copy the syntax to save time. That's the right IP, right? Yep, it is. I'm hoping I catch this with Kato. All right, the proxy must break the request. So it doesn't like me attempting to proxy the request. I want to see what the HTTP GET request is supposed to look like. Okay, let's look at the code here. So we're getting our CSRF token. We got that, right? We just get the authenticity token. And here's where it failed when I was trying to proxy it. And now we are making a function for ask reset. And it's saying, hey, if you don't have the token, return false, but we have that token. URL encode, we're URL encoding the authenticity token. And here's the user email, self-target, and then self-evil. Yeah, we need to make the parameter an array. Yep. Man, what an interesting vulnerability. I am just going to keep moving because I want to see the defense side of it, but I think that's the only issue, is making it an array. But of course you have the POC here to do it for you. I'm just trying to think, like, if I were to come across this, would I discover it? Let's try it manually again. I want to get to the bottom of this and get to work on my own. So this is victim. I should have this memorized at this point. Queuing. So are we doing something like... You just need to do user email. Oh, I got you. Because that's what this is. So if we were to URL like decode this, we would see that, we'd actually see that. It's just encoded. Let's do it here where I'm not proxying requests. Right? So if we look at that, we can see the user email. And now if we look back at the code, when we were looking right here. So you can see we have our user email, which is fine right there. And then on our other email, we're just doing another set like... Is it just like this? And then closing it out? I'm thinking it looks like it's something like this. So if we do that, and then we add our attacker email here, which is whatever it is. This thing. And then URL encode that. I think that's how the Python script is doing it. Right? So, gosh, stop. Oh my goodness. Oh, am I still doing it wrong, Sarsec? Thank you. So he's saying user email. Really, it's like it's... So you're saying it's like that. User email and then equals our victim. Okay, guys, I need to get out of this buggy freaking web app. So here's how it would look. We have our user email here, and then we're specifying our victim email, and then we're doing a little bit of what I was trying to do initially. I just didn't have it fully right here. And then we have to do user email again. Like that. And then similar syntax as before and equal out to our attacker. I think that's symmetrical, right? User email victim at mail GitHub and user email attacker at mail. That. Let me remove this though. That looks right to me. Let's see if we can do it manually. I may have done too much URL encoding there. The frick? Will it just encode it for me in the request? That's the question. Alright, I'm going to eventually stop trying to get this to work manually. I think my URL encoding at this point is breaking it the way Kato's URL encoding it. No, I don't think I can replay the request because of the authenticity token, I'm guessing. Oh, freaking, where's the victim's email? There it is. I'm going to try to just encode it myself. So if we do reset password here, right? So we have this user email. So if we were to manually URL encode this, here's what it would look like. User email. No. Nope, I'm actually done. I'm done trying to do it manually. Screw it. We already did it with the script. I think I understand what it's doing, but here's actually where Burp Suite might be better. Burp Suite would do this a little bit better. Actually, yeah, hold up. I get too frustrated when I can't figure it out, so we're going to open up Burp Suite. I'll do Community Edition, though. I'm just way familiar with Burp Suite. Is it not going to open? Hello? The freaking Burp Suite doesn't even open. Oh my goodness. Alright, we're not doing it manually. Unless... turn this off. Oh, what? I don't... Okay, but we don't want to encode the equals. This freaking website's too buggy. I can't do it. It's too slow. I guess if I copy this and see if I can fix it manually, because I think where it's breaking... so we have a user, we're doing that, we're doing that. This is breaking my brain trying to un-URL encode the proper parts. But I'm almost certain Burp would do this just fine. Okay. Overrun Curious said, when I can't figure it out, I just throw a script and say magic. My curiosity gets the best of me. Like, I want to know, like, how exactly does this work? Obviously, the room just wants you to... the freaking A. You guys saw me copy that. The room just wants you to do it, like, that way, right? And then it would be this. Like that. And then we'll URL encode this again, which is already what's in there. But then we have to URL encode the @. Okay, how does that look, everyone? I love how I'm taking way too much time to do it's a simple room, but this is what you learn. Oh yeah, I don't want to URL encode this either. Oh wait, no. We need that there. We don't want a URL encode the ampersand. I don't think. Why is nothing opening? For real. Open. Oh. That's the issue. Oh, evil kid has posted it. Cool. All right, thank you. We'll try it. I'm already logged in. What the frick do I need to log in again? They did that instead of that. Oh, I got you, Sarsec. Okay, good call, Evil Kadisi. We're going to use your payload so I stop driving myself crazy with this. I'm eventually going to do this manually. So here we're going to put in our victim email. We're going to turn on intercept. Stop. Stop with all that junk. Stop. Stop. Freaking A. And here's our final payload. I see, that's where I was missing it. Let's give that a shot. If this doesn't work, I give up. Nope, I give up. We're not doing it. We're doing it the script kiddie way, and I'm just firing the script at it. I give up on trying to do it manually. Anyways, that is it. I mean, the script makes it super easy. I don't know why that didn't work, but I'm done trying it. Per the above code, what is the API endpoint for getting updated authenticity code? It's like users password new or something, right? Users password new. Going off memory. Yep. What is the flag value after successfully sending the password reset email through attack.py? Bruh, I already did this crap. Oh, this. Account hacked. Alright, let's make this full screen again. Detection and mitigation. Alright, we're going to take off our red team hat and put on our blue team hat. In the previous task, we learned that the vulnerability can be exploited by making a simple API call to an endpoint. Such vulnerabilities are, they say simple, bro. I couldn't freaking figure it out. Such vulnerabilities are difficult to identify as legitimate calls to the endpoint will also occur. Examining logs. If we have a SIM solution that captures web logs, looks like weblogs. We can create an alert or use a search query to look for the following possible exploitation attempts. Check for web logs for API calls to user password with multiple email addresses. I think that's going to be key. Inspect email server logs for messages from GitLab with unexpected recipients, so attacker-controlled emails. Examine GitLab audit logs for entries containing a value for meta caller ID as password controller create. Mitigation techniques. As part of the mitigation, GitLab has officially released the patch. We can see the source code review that additional validation and verification steps have been added to the GitLab source code repository for the email address to curtail the possibility of exploitation in the future. So it's just validating it, like checking SQL injection, invalid email, unknown email, secondary email. However, it is of paramount importance to see that non-compliance with secure coding practices leads to disastrous results. So far, we learned how to perform the attack and how to detect the attack patterns in the logs. Let's talk about a few mitigation steps that we can take to prevent our servers from being exploited. Enable GitLab security alerts that would allow early awareness of patches, right? If you didn't see it on Twitter or X or LinkedIn or it's called. Yo, X is the stupidest name for Twitter. Elon Musk can shut down my stream, but I'm not important enough. It doesn't matter. Let's keep going. Sarsek said should probably log all password reset request attempts. Yeah, I agree. Upgrade GitLab to Apache version. That's always a good idea. Enable 2FA, right? That's huge for GitLab accounts, especially administrator accounts. I will just say, once again, this is one of the bug bounties. I don't do bug bounty generally. I only have a handful. But my biggest bug bounty, I found in about 5 minutes of searching, and it was a $2,000 bounty. And what it was actually doing, see, I'll jot it down here. When I authenticated to this website, there was a page with a few other users on it. And if you modded the request with Burp Suite, there was like a specific API call being made. You wouldn't see this reflected on the page at all, but I was just taking every request and sending it to Repeater and then setting it forward to see what it looks like in Repeater. And like one of the API calls returned like full name, full email, address. It returned the password reset token, so I could reset user's password and then make this request and see the one-time password reset token, and it gave me their MFA reset token. So even if they had MFA enabled, I had their MFA reset token. So even if they had MFA enabled, I could do a password reset and reset their password, and then I could reset their MFA and set their MFA to my phone, and I could permanently lock anybody out of their account, including like the administrators. And this was a pretty massive website. So crazy that I stumbled upon it. They gave me a $2,000 bounty for it. Yo, in my opinion, like this is at least a $10,000 bug, is it not? I had full control of everything, but I was happy with my $2,000. In my opinion, though, $10,000 bounty minimum is what that should have been, because I could have caused way more damage than $2,000 worth if I was a malicious user. They did have a bug bounty program, Sarsec. It wasn't. I don't poke at websites that don't have a bug bounty program. I don't want to be in that gray area. So they did have a bug bounty program. All right, follow secure coding practices, including proper validation and email address verification. I understood the mitigation techniques. Yeah, I think so. Can we do any mitigation? Can we, here, let's reset the password. Hack smarter 123, hack smarter 123. Victim at, is it gitlab.thm? I want to log in as this user and see what it looks like. Can we like see stuff in the logs? Here's our victim user. Hack smarter 123. What? Did my thing expire? Let me just redo the script again. Oh, my script modifications. Oh, there it is. Okay, reset password. Hack smarter 123. Hack smarter 123. Freak it, I don't know how to type. Hack smarter 123. Hack smarter 123. What do you mean? Password confirmation doesn't. One error prevented this user from being saved. Password confirmation doesn't match new password. Yeah, it does. Noob. Here, I'll add exclamation mark, because that's how you make a password secure. Okay, nope, I just suck at typing. That's fine. Oh, here's where I was logging in at. What? Why can't I log in? Am I missing something weird? Oh, Simnatic said, the new recent room. Nice. He said, for remediation, there should be a section on using Yara. I wrote a Yara rule that you could use to look through the web logs, but it doesn't look like the room creator didn't include it in the end. Dude, drop it here. We'll do it ourselves. Although why can't I get logged in? It's not even a real vulnerability. It's all fake. It's all fake news. Vulnerability is not real. You can't actually reset other users' password. Why is it not working? Clearly, I get the email. Is something like janky on the back end? Because I guess there's nothing here that says to log in as the user once you do it. We have to go find one in the wild, and we're just going to have to take over the admin account for POC. Why is it not working? Someone tell me in chat, am I missing something silly here? Like, am I doing something wrong? I definitely am able to reset the password, but I can't log into the account. I haven't been paying attention. All right, I'm just going to make an account. We're going to keep, although I'm done with the room, we're going to keep playing around with this for a little bit because I have nothing else planned for the evening. We're at about an hour. Well, I want to know why the freak is this broken? Here, I'm going to copy my other password so I don't type it wrong because I'm clearly don't know how to type. Here's maybe the real error. Password must not contain commonly used combination of words and letters. Okay, I think that's the real error that we're facing, right? So we'll just go like, right? Oh, we have fat in there. We don't want that. Oh, we have facts now. There. Oh, I can't do anything else besides X's. All right. I think that's our issue. All right, let's do the script again. If I was a red teamer, they'd be like, why does someone keep resetting my password? I get reported quick on this beast. Come on, send me the email. Thank you. Reset password. Look at that. You can't make a password more secure than that. Nope. No, I'm not. I don't want attacker. I want victim. Right there. What? Did anyone do this room and actually get logged in? Y'all, what am I missing? You can't actually log in. It's not a real vulnerability. Simnatic, if you're still in the chat, tell me if I'm doing something wrong or if this is something weird on the Try Hack Me's end. It worked okay when you tested it? I wonder why it's not working for me. Like, I'm resetting the password, no issue. Okay, hold up. Once again, my curiosity has the best of me. I'm going to open up the attack box. Is it something weird with my VM? That wouldn't honestly make any sense, though, if it was something weird with my VM. I'm loading the attack box on my other screen. I'll pull it over once it's loaded, but if anyone has any ideas, I'm all ears. Yeah, I'm trying on their infrastructure, but it's like I mean, it's a vulnerable lab environment. It's not really their GitLab. And Simnatic over on YouTube, he's Try Hack Me staff, and he said it worked for him. So there's something weird going on with my specific instance here, I think, of the room or the VM or something strange. But like I said, the room doesn't even ask you to sign into the hijacked account. I just want to, because I want to see, like, can I see logs? We have some detection mitigation stuff here, but I'd like to look at the logs. I just want to see what they look like. I'm doing a lot of work for something that's not a big deal, but we're at 50% on the attack box. I could reset the machine too. If someone's on the Try Hack Me VPN, log into my web server and tell me if you can do it. All right, we get the email. I get the password reset. I don't know how. The attack box wouldn't be any different. It's all web browser based. Wonder if I just have to reset the machine. Because everything's working on the back end here. We're just going to do this. We'll give it a minute. We'll hang out. We'll chat. We'll talk. Hope y'all have been having a good day. One thing fun I'm doing tomorrow here. I'm just going to go ahead and complete this room. Blah, blah. All right, there we go. Finish the room. Done. But we're still going to keep playing around with it. One thing fun, y'all, that I'm doing tomorrow. In my stream last night, we spent like an hour and a half doing like an AMA, and I was talking about boxing. I'm back to sparring tomorrow, so hitting up a gym, a boxing gym tomorrow, local boxing gym. Gonna do an hour of class and then an hour of sparring afterwards, hopefully. So I will not be streaming tomorrow because I'll be getting beat up. It'll be a fun time. It's been a while since I've done full sparring, so I'm looking forward to it. Exec said, currently watching your stream, trying to get root on Monitor and Hack the Box. I still need to go back to Monitor and Hack the Box. I kind of saw the way for user, but that was on, I think, Saturday when it first came out, when I was doing it on Discord. All right. I don't know. We might have to give it a little more time before this works, but yeah. It's not alive yet. Let's do sudo nano etc host. We'll just update our IP here. Okay. Come on. Maybe I'm just impatient. Give it another minute or so. Eclosphere, if I'm saying that right, over on Twitch said, hey, do you make money thanks to hacking? I mean, so my actual job is I'm a pen tester. So I get paid to hack stuff during the day. I don't make much money from what I'm doing now. This is just what I do for fun. My side gig, my hobby, sharing what I'm learning. Although, like, my YouTube channel has gotten to a point now, we just surpassed 10,000 subscribers, which is crazy. I started this channel in 2022, so it's not very old. And have actually had some sponsored video requests. So, like, one org, it's crazy to me, but offered me $500, y'all, to make 2, like, short videos about their platform. So I'm going to be doing that. And had another org ask for a sponsored video, but their platform seemed a little sketch to me, so I told them no. And then another org reached out asking for like the bumper videos, like, hey, this video is brought to you by so and so. And so I'm going to be meeting with them to see like, hey, what do you guys want to talk about? But crazy to me, because I just do this for fun. So the fact that people are like, we'll pay you money to make a video for us. Sarsek said, what kind of sponsorships? You may have said that before I said that, before I explained it. One of them's a sponsored video. So it's 2 sponsored videos from about 8 to 10 minutes long. That's like the $500 one that they offered. And the other ones are just like the, you know, the short bumpers that YouTubers do at the beginning of the video. Like, this video is brought to you by blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Semnatic, I'm using the attack script to reset it rather than using the UI. So Eclosphere, you do get bounty if you do bug bounty, but I don't do much bug bounty. So I have, like, I just don't focus on it because I do it for my day job. Oh no, it's not weird sus stuff, Sarsec. So here's the one where I'll be making a video on soon. You can check these guys out. It's actually a pretty cool platform, SquareX. It's founded by the same person who founded Pentester Academy. So this is legit. Check them out. I won't do sponsored videos of those sketchy like crypto bro crap. First of all, I don't even need the money. I make enough money from my day job that I don't. So I don't try to do ads and everything. I don't do like paid coaching, like blah. I don't need your money. Keep your money. Don't send it to me. But if organizations want to pay me, fine, go ahead. There we go. All right, we reset the password now on this different one. How to exploit, I don't remember. Here's our mail server we need to log into. So let's get logged into this. With our email here. Oh, Brandon W said got logged in, used username root instead of the email. That's interesting. Is it the same thing you did, Semnatic, or did you use the email? Shoot, root works. Let me try the email. That's the issue. At least for me. Look at that. If I use the email, it doesn't work. If I use root though, with the password I updated it to, it works. So, that's very odd. Semnatic said I use victim at mail.gitlab.thm. So Semnatic was able to log in with the email, but two of us can only log in with root. I'll answer Eclosphere's question real quick. He said, do you think it's possible to become a higher pen tester without a degree? Yeah. I do think it's possible without a degree, but you probably need the OSCP. That's what, like, if you want to be a pen tester, the OSCP is still the gold standard for the industry. Getting the OSCP is going to do more good for you than getting a formal degree. Semnatic is going to update the text in the room real quick. So look at that. We are doing like Try Hack Me QA live on stream. So all of you are welcome. Thank you, Semnatic, though, for hanging out on chat and being so quick to fix it. So Semnatic is THM staff has made some of the cool rooms. He actually made the container vulnerability room recently, and the chatbot room for Advent of Cyber, and I believe a few others there. And so he'll fix it for us, so other people on Try Hack Me don't have the same confusion. But here we go. We are here. Let's dig into some stuff here. Can we look at logs or anything like that? Where would we even look at logs at? Maybe activity? Oh, that's just my activity. Semnatic has made 90 rooms so far. Dude, that's awesome. We should have you on Twitch sometime. Would love to hear your experience making rooms. What's the favorite room you've made up to this point? Your all-time favorite one. Are logs only available like on the back end? Here we can see our GitLab version. If I could spell, that would be a good spot. So I think we need access to the actual VM. Yo, Subnatic, do you know the SSH creds for the VM? And if so, can you share it? I just want to look at this, understand it a little better. I'm guessing my password change doesn't replicate to the back end. I think it's root tour. I don't think it's that. We could guess it here. Let's we have this for our user password. How to exploit. Here's our user password. So okay, let's try Ubuntu. It doesn't work. I'll refresh the room. All right, let's check it out. Let's see if it's fixed. Treat it like a box, just broot it. Should we see if we can get RCE on the underlying machine and get access to it? There we go. We're social engineering our way in. Subnatic over on YouTube said, if you give me a few minutes, I can get you an account on your machine there. Yeah, dude, if you don't mind. I just want to poke around. I want to understand what this looks like. Hey, look at that. He fixed it. I want to see just what it looks like from the perspective of a defender. Like, look at the logs. I'm not a blue teamer, but I am going through the SOC 2 pathway, so maybe there'll be some cool things that we can do looking at it. So here's what Subnatic added. That's it. Enter the password and take control of the administrator route. Default username for administrator is root. So now people won't be confused when they do it. Sarsec said, drop some hypervisor 0 days to elevate privs. We'll do it. Rainier over on LinkedIn had some nice words for me. He said, kudos for your consistency, Tyler. These streaming sessions are keeping me motivated to continue improving over the red side. I appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words. I think you left another comment, but oh, geez. LinkedIn messes up these comments. It's hard for me to see it. Most of the time I connect over here, but I notice you're more interactive over Twitch. So Rainier and anyone else on LinkedIn, the only reason I'm more interactive with Twitch and YouTube is because for some reason, when I live stream on LinkedIn, comments just don't show up. So for me to see comments, I have to manually refresh LinkedIn every single time. And then even when I do that, I miss comments. Like for you, I had to refresh it 3 times just now to see comments. So I don't know why LinkedIn's not made for live streaming, but Twitch and YouTube, it's just a lot easier for me to monitor the chat. But he said, Rainier also said, I know you'll get big on YouTube soon, but please don't lose touch. Just keeping it real. Move away from this type of content. I won't, dude. I won't become one of the clickbait people. Once again, like here's the biggest thing is I could care less about making money from what I'm doing now. I literally just do this for fun. If I get sponsors, awesome, but if you heard my story yesterday, y'all, it was only a few years ago, like 3 years ago, I was a pastor, still had a family of 4, and I was making around $30,000 a year, and I make a lot more than that now, and I have the same exact lifestyle, same exact standard of living. I could care less about money, all right? The only purpose of money, like once you can pay your bills, you don't need more. Give it away, help other people. We don't need to get rich off other people. That's the same thing like with like I think coaching can be good, like cybersecurity career coaching, but it does frustrate me a little bit when people in the field charge like an extremely expensive amount to meet with people trying to break into the field who are already like struggling financially. Like if you're good enough at your job as a pen tester, you don't have to charge to help other people. You'll make enough money doing your job that you're good. And if you're not making enough money, bro, you're just overspending. Learn how to manage your finances better. There's my financial advice for all y'all. Subnatic said, no, that was already there. It's the email. Oh, it's the email. Was the email wrong? What email was I using? Did you make me an account as well? Here, let me open up Discord. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, y'all, because I don't know if Discord's going to pop up on my main screen. 1 second, y'all. I've sent you a Discord DM for Krez. All right, let me check my Discord. Dude, how do I not have you as a friend on Discord? You the king. All right, we have used social engineering successfully to create an account on the machine. All right, I'm logged in. Let me just close Discord real quick because I don't want notifications to pop up. And then I'll go back to sharing my screen. Here we go. Look at that. Who am I? Do I have full suit? Look at that. I have full privilege escalation via social engineering while live on stream to the underlying instance. That's what I'm talking about. Well, we'll check some things out here. Let me go back to chat. Want to make sure I'm not missing any comments. All right, Rainier heard everything. Cool. I'm seeing your comments now, Rainier, over on LinkedIn. Have I thought about making free courses or pay what you want? Yeah, I just honestly don't know what value I could add. Like, when I look at all the different orgs right now, like TCM Security is doing good stuff, but the other org, which I think SARSec you're affiliated with, you've made a course through Taggart, right? Taggart Academy or something along the Taggart Institute. Yeah, these guys do some really cool stuff. If you guys haven't checked these out, totally, let me pause the room just for a second to show this off. But I love the Taggart Institute. So if you look at some of the stuff here, it's all pay what you can is my understanding of it. No subscription type stuff. Michael Taggart's an awesome dude. We have Matt Kiley, responsible red teaming. If I can view all products. I think SARSec over there made a course here. Right here, an oral history of binary exploitation defenses. So if you see his name popping up on Twitch, he is the one who made this. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in making a course. I just like, I don't know what I'd make a course about. I feel like I'm still such a noob at all this, like really stumbling my way through things. Like web apps, I'm okay with, but Michael's already got that covered, the one and only Taggart himself. But I'll give some thought to that, SARSec, and let you know. Or if you have ideas more creative than me, let me know. Come and get paid to make rooms at THM with me. Dude, I got some rooms. Like through QA. So I have a Hack Smarter challenge room and what's the other one? Cyberlens challenge room. And then I just submitted Silver Platter one based on some CVEs I found myself. To try hack me. So I think my 2 rooms are coming out maybe in February next month or March. They haven't given me a release date, but would love to. I really enjoyed that. I've collaborated a little bit with Amoeba Man as well on room creation. It's a lot of fun, dude. If there's anything I can ever collab with at Try Hack Me, I'll do it. I'll do it for free though. You don't even have to pay me. If there's anything I can help with the room, would love to do it. Eggsec said, Tyler, have you encountered bash cannot set terminal process group? Inappropriate. I haven't, no. Yeah, dude, Subnatic, give it a whirl. Let me know what you think. Like, you can DM me your thoughts. You should be able to find it if you just search for it in the QA area. But it's all based on I found 8 CVEs recently. I made a YouTube video about it, and it's based on CVEs I found myself, which I thought was cool. And so you have to do some research and looking through things that way, figure out how to abuse it for initial access and Privesc. Was a lot of fun making it, and I've learned so much. If you guys have never made a room for like Try Hack Me, give it a shot. Even if you don't actually release it, I've learned so much through making vulnerable machines, more than hacking vulnerable machines, because it forces you to put on an engineer hat and think through like unintentional paths and stuff like that. All right, so we have access to this now. So is it in var? Is that where our logs might be? Let's go back to our room and see if we can understand this a little better. Check for web logs for API calls to users' passwords. GitLab. Oh wow, so I wonder which one of these it would be in. Oh, Jeezy, that's Gunzip, isn't it? Okay, now we can see some of our GET requests here. We can make this look a lot nicer, but is this the actual current ones that we were playing around with? Get user edit password reset token. Here's a sign, right? We can see this in the header. This is clearly from a Python script, so this should stand out to us if we were like in a SOC looking at this. We have a GET request, a user's password new, but it's not a standard HTTP header like Mozilla. It's coming from Python request. Generally, people aren't accessing that with a Python script. So if we had our blue team hat on, that would be a sign of, hey, we need to dig deeper into this. And look at this, we can see a bunch right here. Same thing. So if we were setting up alerts, that would actually be something we could alert ourselves to, that if we see a GET request to this endpoint, especially with this as a HTTP header, we would want an alert to fire. Now, of course, an attacker can easily change the HTTP header, but this would be an obvious sign of, you know, a script kiddie like us who couldn't figure out how to do it manually, that they're trying to exploit our web app. Same here, we see the same thing here. Password new, Python request. So all of that should stand out to us. And that was one of the things to look for, wasn't it? If we go back to this, mitigation techniques, check web logs for API calls to user password with multiple things, email server log. So actually one thing that I would include is a user password new, because we have to do that right away to get that authentication token. The other one is users passwords. I don't know if I saw many of those during that same time. Oh, there we go. Post user password edit. We can't see the multiple users here. Maybe that'd be in a different log file, because the only thing we see here is this post request 302 redirect. Oh, that's editing password. Hold up. That's after we already made the attack. We're resetting the password there. Post a user password. I'm not seeing multiple emails. I don't think the emails are in this log. Maybe I need to look in a different log. So if we do this, and if we grep for like victim. Oh, there's the victim user. Can we see attacker in there, in the logs? No, we don't see the attacker email. So I'm not sure how helpful that would be unless someone who knows it better than me. Should this be in a different log? Because although we did this attack, I'm not seeing web logs with multiple email addresses. If you just look at the web logs, it seems to just have this user. Yeah, they're just post parameters. Gotcha. So yeah, they wouldn't actually be in the log. That's what I was thinking as well. So I don't think that is altogether true. Inspect email server logs. Oh, I think we want to look at GitLab itself, not Nginx. What is there like actual? Maybe I could Google it. So if we back up here, maybe it'd be one of these. What time is it, y'all? 10:30. Let me go back. I was reading about the log system. So we have log level type stuff. Well, see, Sarsec, what Subnatic was saying, because you're on Twitch, you didn't see his comments on YouTube. It sounds like he initially, he wrote a Yara rule that he recommend using to look through the web logs to detect it, but it doesn't look like that was included in the room. So that's the difference there. I think that was initially going to be included. Yeah, I know. What web logs? That's a good question. That's what I was wondering. We have Nginx web logs. We have a bunch of different web logs. And I'm also guessing... I'm also guessing since they didn't provide SSH access, they didn't expect someone to like dig into the back end and see what we'd be able to find. But let's see what we can see here. So we look at logs here. I don't know what these different logs are. We have Nginx, of course. Let's look at something like, what's the CVE called? Let's read through some more stuff on here. We're going to take this to the next level and see if we can understand this from a blue team perspective. And the question you want to ask is, has this happened in our environment? And how would we find out if it has happened? Well, that's not helpful. So there's not much actually online about how to detect this, although I've only looked at 2 links. I'm sure there's some detection rules in there. Let's continue to look at some stuff manually. So if we go to Alert Manager, okay, that's not what we need. What are all these? GitLab Rails, GitLab Shell, Log Rotate, Nginx, Node Exporter. So one thing that we can say is in Nginx, we saw some evidence there of the exploit being done. So that'd be one like smoking gun. But what specific log should I look at? Check for Suid binaries. Dude, I'm root. There's creds. Oh, echo. We got the root flag. You guys see that? Not like, I'm clearly the most elite hacker you've ever met. Not only do I get root, I make my own root flag and then get my own root flag. Okay, we're gonna fix the room. I'm totally messing around now. Watch this, guys. Hold up. I'm gonna show you guys some magic stuff, but I can't show you what I'm doing. But it's gonna be cool. Then I'll share my screen. We go to, so I have a Try Hack Me business account through my own business I made up called Hack Smarter Security. We had a few people, we like paid the full business cost to have a business license so we get access to some of the AWS stuff. But with that access, what I can do is clone rooms and kind of remake them. And I'll show you guys a little bit about what that looks like if you want to make a room. All right, I'm almost ready to share my screen. Reported for tampering with flags. That's fine. Okay. And I can't show you guys my develop room as well because I have like unreleased content there. So give me just a second. All right. Now we can modify the tasks. All right, 1 second. All right, so here's I fixed the room, everyone. What is the final root flag? Only the most elite hackers can get this one. Oh, wrong one. There, I got the final flag. Made my own room to get the final flag. Now I'm going to delete the room so none of y'all try to access my room I made, because you could technically join it if you use JR and type in the right code. So I'm going to delete it because I'm pretty sure if I create a room and you guys access it by me cloning one of the current rooms, I'm pretty sure that's against TryHackMe's terms of use for a business account. So I'm going to delete it. But I made my own flag, modified the room, added my flag in, and we got root access. Let me go back to the real room now. Oh, yo, Subnatic found the logs. Okay, cool. Awesome. Let's check out these logs. cd var log GitLab. You want to gunzip production _ JSON. Oh, right here. I don't have to. You want to gun, though I've done. You'll be able to see both emails. So on this one right here. Oh, you did it on this box. That's what you're saying. You're logged into the box with me. We're both hacking it. Okay. So obviously in a real sim, you could clean this up. We could also like use cut and clean this up a little bit. I just want to see if I can find these. So if we do that. Okay, so here we go. Here is where you can see both emails. So here's the part that's correct. My only suggestion to the detection mitigation here. And I mean, not a big deal, because once again, most people probably aren't going to take it to the next level like we're doing now here. But would it be to specify what web logs are we talking about? It would be helpful, like if we modified this and said, like for the one thing, you could look for the server header in the Nginx access log, because in the Nginx access log, we saw pretty clearly, hey, we shouldn't be seeing Python in the HTTP request header to user password new or whatever, because we can clearly see there's a script grabbing that authenticity token. And then if we go to this one right here, the production JSON, here we can see our key value pairs, which is kind of what we noticed in the script, how it was doing it. We can actually see some of this, what I was struggling with trying to do manually, but we can see our emails here, right? So if we just pull this out right here, here would be the key that we're looking for, right? Key, user, and value. This should only have one value, but we know that an attacker has been in our system because we have a double value to it. So then if we have that in the SOC, we can see, okay, what victim was targeted, like what's our victim user, what privileges did they have, because then we have to figure out where has this attacker been? Because if they get access to this, what data could they get access to? How have they maybe moved throughout our system? And then we have to kind of perform an investigation to figure out what is going on here. Very cool. Yo, I want to give a huge shout out to Simnatic. Oh, I've sent you a Yara rule that should work. Well, but the machine doesn't have Yara. Well, let's at least look at the rule. Let me open Discord back up. Let's analyze the rule together. One, because once again, the blue team stuff is super new to me. Every time I open Discord, my freaking audio bugs out. Hold up. Okay, let's check out this Yara rule, and I'll share my screen again in just a moment. All right, so here's a Yara rule Simnatic wrote. So I'll walk you guys through this a little bit, but once again, I'm quite new to it, but I am working through the SOC 2 pathway and have covered all of this itself. So the first thing we're doing is just saying, hey, we're identifying the rule by the name. Of course, this is the CVE. The meta is just the description here. So this itself doesn't do anything besides just describe it. So what's it doing? Well, it checks users' password requests for multiple emails in web server logs. So here's our strings URL, right, to user's password, which is what we saw when we were looking through this stuff. That's right here, user's password, and we see it's a post request. And we're looking for email, and this is just regex looking for email. You can find regex patterns for email anywhere on Google. You can just Google regex pattern for email, but you can kind of see what it's going through here. We have alphanumeric characters, 0 to 9s, special characters, and then plus an @ symbol, of course, for .com. So we're looking for that. And then what's our condition? So how do we know if this is true? When should we evaluate this as, hey, we found a compromise? Well, URL at 0 and email at 1, saying if this URL exists and we have a double email going on here, then this rule should fire off saying, hey, we have a compromise going on here. Simnatic, let me know if I totally screwed up that explanation of Yara rules. But cool. That was a lot of fun. And I think it was even more fun taking it, y'all, to the next level. And hopefully what I show you guys on the streams, I take these relatively simple Try Hack Me rooms that I guarantee people completed in 15 minutes, right? When they first went through it, a lot of people rush through rooms, even like the guided rooms, which I don't get. People are like, I completed it first, and they're like, well, you don't get any blood for that. But people rush through these guided rooms just to say they completed it and post on LinkedIn, I went through this room. Would just always encourage you all, when you go through a room like this, slow down, be curious, ask questions, try to do it manually, try to understand what the script is doing, make mistakes, look silly, like try to understand it fully. And if you can get access to the back end, try to put on that blue team hat. What is the blue team seeing? Because then you, as a pen tester or red teamer, you can think, okay, this is what the blue team is looking for. What things can I do to be a little more evasive, a little more sneaky? How can I bypass some of what they might be looking for? How can I stop some of these alerts from firing? So once again, we just encourage you guys, when you do try Hack Me guided rooms, always take it to the next level. See what we can find. We did that with SSRF yesterday. I got, when I did SSRF, I figured out a way to get full file read using the file etc password on there, and that wasn't part of the room at all. Just my curiosity got the best of me, and I thought, I wonder if this works, and it did. And that's also how you do bug bounty. That's how you do pen testing. It's just curiosity and randomly stumbling through stuff and Googling things and not being afraid to look dumb, which I do all the time on stream, but hey, I'm the one brave enough to look dumb with the microphone, so it works. I think that YAR rule files on every password reset for GitLab. I don't know, maybe it does. Would this fire on every one, Simnatic? It almost seems like it would. Like every time a password's reset, would this fire, or will it only fire with multiple emails? Either way. Should be if the rejects finds 2 emails, is what he said. I think Simnatics needs to go on Twitch so you and Sarsec can talk, because you're both smarter than me. He said, I think rejects ain't my strongest. Yeah, and the point Simnatic made, I feel like I'm the man in the middle, like translating from YouTube to Twitch. So when Simnatic sent it to me, he sent a YAR rule, but he said the YAR is not on the machine, and he never got a chance to actually test it. So it could be possible that something in the YAR rule would need to be fixed that he would have caught if he took the time to test it, but it wasn't included on the official room, so I'm guessing that's why it wasn't tested. But still, really fun stuff. Thank you all for taking the time to hang out with me. Really do appreciate it. We are an hour and about 40 minutes into the live stream and into the recording. So went far longer than I was expecting on this room, but we went a lot deeper than I bet any other walkthrough or video is going to do, because they didn't get access to the back end to look at the logs and figure things out themselves. So thank you again all for taking the time to hang out with me. As far as when I will be streaming next, I don't know. Tomorrow night I will be boxing, won't get home till late. And then Friday I'm going to do some VR with friends. And I will just say, if anyone wants to do VR with me, let me know. We're going to play Among Us in VR, and hopefully without like little kids playing. So if you have a VR headset and you want to play Among Us with me, DM me on Discord. We're going to play on Friday evening. If you've never played Among Us, it's the best way to practice social engineering. You're on this ship and someone's an imposter, and you go around and kill people and lie about it and see if you can make it to the end without being accused of it. So best way to practice social engineering is playing VR Among Us. Full voice chat. It's a lot of fun. So if anyone wants to join me, DM me. Everyone, anyone is welcome. But that's what I'll be doing. I might jump on stream this weekend. We'll see. But I'm on all the time. You guys will catch me later. But thank you again for being here. I will catch y'all later. Peace.